preacher in this room, I'm telling you, strike now. Strike now. Give it all up to Jesus and strike. The iron is hot. And the enemy's trying to pull at you both ways. And sometimes it's not even what we call deep, dark sin. It's about truly releasing and selling everything out to Jesus. But I'm telling you, the iron is hot and your time is not later. It's now. Strike now. Strike now. It's now for the church. It's now for Dream Nations. It's hot. And as we strike while the iron is hot, God releases our Baal Perezium. Let me close with this. Oh my. I feel His presence. So the Bible says, then the Philistines went up once again. See, you think the enemy would learn, but he never learns his lesson. He just keeps coming. That's why you got to keep being prepared to strike. The Philistines went up again and deployed themselves in the valley of Rephaim. Therefore David inquired of the Lord, and he said, you shall not go up, circle around behind them, and come upon them in front of the mulberry trees. And it shall be, watch this, when you hear the sound of marching in the tops of the mulberry trees, then you shall advance quickly. For then the Lord will go out before you to strike the camp of the Philistines. And David did so as the Lord commanded him, and he drove back the Philistines from Geba unto as far as Gezer. And so the Bible says this time, God doesn't always work the same way twice, right? And so the Bible says this time David asked of God, should I strike them and go up against them? And God said, wait, I want you to strike now. I want you to go now. But instead of going to them, I want you to go near the mulberry trees and just wait. And when you hear the marching on the top of the mulberry trees, what do you think that marching was? That was the angel armies of heaven marching on top of those mulberry trees. He said that is the going of the Lord before you. So when you hear the going of the Lord before you, when you hear the moment, the sound of heaven, when you hear that God is moving across the trees, then strike. So what are you saying? I've already told you that your Baal Perezium is at the door. Don't hesitate, strike now. And I am here to tell you, Paul said that he went to the third heaven. So many believe that our atmosphere would be the first heaven, where the principalities and powers, as we read in Daniel, where there was a battle between the angel of the Lord and the prince of Persia, or the principality of Persia. There was a great battle. Many believe where those principalities hang out, that's the second heaven. And then where God is the third heaven. So in this first heaven, or where the top of the mulberry trees are, where we are, on the mulberry trees, David was at the mulberry trees and he could hear the going on the top. And then it was time for him to strike. And I tell you that in our atmosphere, this first heaven, that the army angels of heaven have been released. And I am telling you, you may not hear about it on the news channel.
Come on.
You won't. You won't hear about the pockets of revival where God is breaking out all around this world. You won't hear about the warriors who have sold out to God, and people are coming from all over the world to visit and to go to the church to be healed, because so many people are getting healed. And you will hear about those pockets and those places. But I tell you that not only hearing that, the sound of the mulberry trees and the moving of God in the atmosphere where we live as Christians, He is going on top of our mulberry trees. He is moving our atmosphere right now, not later, but right now. I don't know how long it will last. I don't know when Jesus is coming back, but I know that He is moving now, just like He moved for David. And God said, when He gave me this word, Lord, He gave me this word, strike now. I said, where is Scripture? He took me directly to this Scripture, showed me both things. He said, Baal Perezium is at the door for my believers individually, and then for the church as a whole, and for bodies as a whole that will grab hold of this word, and as well, I want them to understand that I am moving right now like I moved for David when he inquired of me on top of the mulberry trees, and I'm releasing my presence, my glory for people that will worship me with all of their his strength and go. I am moving, I am moving, I am moving. And regardless of what somebody else decides to do or somebody else, if the individual and then a collective body will decide to get in on my moving, then I will break through and stay strike because I am going before them like I went before David that time. The army angels went before, and when David went to strike, it was like taking out an army of just little bitty kids. It was just easy because God had already done the fighting and done the defeating. And I'm telling you, He is moving mightily in our atmosphere right now. You say, but I don't feel it.
Come on now.
You don't have to feel it with your emotions.
That's right.
He's moving anyway, even though you don't feel it.
We're tricky.
I feel it. Many feel it.